years, and I do want to share that with you tonight. Give me just a moment. This picture, you can see it. Can you turn down the light just a little bit on the screen for me? Thank you. So everybody can see this picture. This picture, my mother tore out of a magazine. And she told me that she did that because it reminded her of all the trials and tribulations in life, that we need to try something, and if it doesn't work, then we hit that brick wall, and we need to go back to our core and try it again. And she tore that out, and she hung it on the inside closet door, the living closet in the hallway of my home. And I remember on several occasions as a child growing up, that she would grab my arm and take me down the hall and open the closet door and show me that picture to remind me that sometimes things don't work and sometimes things don't go our way. And you have to go back to your core, back to that seed, and try it again. I want to share a little story with you. One of the things that I guess I could say I just learned recently as an adult. I have several nieces and nephews, and one of my nieces, who's been just a joy to me to watch her grow up, I met her when she was 6 months old, and she's now 22. And she spent a couple of weeks with me every summer. And when she was about 15 or 16, about that age, she came for the summer for a 2-week stay. Only this vacation was a little different. When she came, she was very, very upset, because her boyfriend of several years had broken up with her. Now, she wasn't all that upset about that, to be honest. She was. But what was really bothering her was some of the other girls in school had been kind of harassing her about it. And I don't know the details, but I do know that I would never go back to high school again if I had to. Somebody was dragging me there to be kicking and screaming, because that really is one of those tribulations in life, isn't it, just to survive high school? But some of the other girls were really teasing her about this breakup. And one gal in particular, apparently, every day would corner her in the hallway and just give her the riot act about, oh, you know, how awful she was, and this was the boy, and I don't know the details, it doesn't matter. And I thought, how can I help this girl? What, I'm supposed to be the wise one, you know, she's coming to me, her aunt, right? What do I tell her? What do I do with this? I don't know. And all I could think of was, who cares what that other girl thinks? Who cares? Just ignore her. That's what I wanted to tell her. And of course, she wasn't taking that for an answer. That wasn't good advice. So finally, I told her, I said, I've got it. The next time that girl walks up to you in the hallway and starts giving you all that nonsense, I said, you stop, you take a deep breath, you look her right in the eye, and you say, if I had any respect for you, I don't give a damn what you think. And she did. She did. And she and I both learned a really significant lesson from that. Don't we all do that? We take on other people's crap, don't we? It didn't matter what that girl thought. She was sucking all that energy from her. And she, you know, my niece gave her all that power. She let her do it. She let her do it. And I go back to this, and I think, you know, how can I find that lesson here, this lesson from nature about that? In nature, animals, trees, nature doesn't take it personally. Nature doesn't get their feelings hurt. When you spend the time out there, you start to realize what's really important, and not those little petty things. That's what I was starting to find out. What's really the core of it? If I go back to my core, what's important and which direction do I need to go now? Another thing that I learned, and this one some of you have heard a little bit about this weekend, because it's fairly new for me. I made a declaration. I'm going to lead into that story. I know you're all a little tired, it's been a long day. So we'll do the 7th inning stretch thing here. Everybody, if you would, for me, stand up. Just a little bit. Thank you. If you can, find find someone you haven't met yet. That's close by. You don't want to make a big deal about it. Find a partner that you haven't met yet. Pretend you haven't already introduced yourself to this person. And think for a minute and come up with 3 words, not 3 sentences, no more words. Just say 3 words to describe yourself to that person. I'll give you a minute to think about it. Think of 3 words. If you had to encapsulate your whole being in 3 words, what would they be? It is difficult to do it. You can sit down if you want. Why is that so difficult? Because we're all so unique. How do you find 1, 2, or 3 words to describe yourself and put yourself in that singular box? A great example, not too long ago, I've been thinking about it for a while. I've been talking to some friends about it, had a strong background to do this, and one night I'm out to dinner with my husband, and I said, you know, honey, I'm going to tell you something, and I really need your support in this. You know, sometimes with men, we got to get in the script ahead of time. So I said, I really need your support in this. I said, I'm a vegetarian. And God lovingly said, okay. All right. So a couple days later, I went back to my husband and I said, if I crave a cheeseburger, is that like falling off the wagon? I'm not sure what to do with that. I'm not sure what to do with that. And then I decided, why in the world did I put myself in that box? I wasn't raised a vegetarian. I'm kind of struggling with, I don't want to eat